Jeff Patterson here with Daniel Tran again. Today we're going to look at our 5-4-3-2-1 conditioning exercises for our testing for our striking program. Now, with this series, make sure if you're just starting this that you go into it progressively. Don't try to go through and knock it all out with the guidelines of what we need you to be as a black belt. We want to step into it, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in the end of the video. So when we say 5-4-3-2-1, what we mean is 500 skips on the rope. And when you're doing your skips on the rope, you want to be buzzing them. We want to get it out quick because this is a timed thing. 400 sit-ups, and I'll show you a couple different variations of the way we do the sit-ups. 300 squats, show you the squats. 200 push-ups. And lastly, 100 burpees. Now, for a black belt level, we need to be through all of that within the guidelines that I'm going to show you here in a minute, within 25 minutes. It's pretty fast and it's working pretty hard. So let's look at the first one. We're going to skip the rope today because that's easy. Everybody knows how to do that. So we're working, after we did our 500 skips on the rope, is 400 sit-ups. 400 sit-ups, Daniel, can you lay down, please? You can do two ways. We're not doing with anything on our feet, so you got to do with your own core to pick yourself up. He goes up. When he comes up, elbows need to pass the plane of the leg when you come up, okay? This is plenty far enough that he's up. He goes back down. Shoulders have to both touch the mat, so you're not going down halfway. And then back up. Good. And notice how he's not lacing his hand and jerking on his neck. We don't want to go real hard and pull a muscle in the neck when you're doing these. How he's doing those is very good. Go back up again one more time. This is the first variation. The other variation we're going to do is where he opens his legs out to the side as much as he is flexible and does the same thing. Up. Okay? So after he does his 400 sit-ups, then it's 300 squats. And when you're doing the squat, a couple details I want to point out. The first one is you're going to be in about a shoulder width stance, feet are parallel. Think about softly drilling the legs outward so you're pushing the knees out a little bit. Not so much that after you do a few squats that you feel pain in your knees, but just enough to kind of keep that good form and open up the hips for when you're doing a deep squat. When you come down into the squat, you need to go low enough to where the femur bone is parallel to the ground. Also with the back, I don't want to go down like this and round the back. I want to keep the spine straight and the neck in straight line with the spine. So when I go down here, this is a good deep squat. My spine is straight. Come back up. So can you do a couple like that, please, from the side? Good. So after 300 squats, then we get to the push-ups. And now this is the one where we can do a couple different ways, but the guidelines are going to be the same for both of them. So can you go down to a push-up position here in the center, please? That's fine, yes. Now, so right now he's in kind of a narrow palm stance, and this is fine. In this push-up, he's going to hug his elbows in tight to his body when he comes down. Notice how he's keeping his core strong, and he needs to go down low enough, keeping the body straight, where he touches my fist with his chest, and then go all the way back up and lock out the arms. Not halfway up. I see a lot of guys doing their push-ups like this. We're going all the way down, all the way up. He goes down, he touches, and back up. And as you're doing this on the test, there'll be a counter. Somebody will be holding their hand there for you and showing you how many you do. The other variation of push-ups is a wider grip. This is fine too. Same guideline. He goes down to touch the chest, back of the arms are at least parallel, and then all the way up, locking out the arms at the end. Lastly is the burpees. When you're doing the burpees, it's 100 burpees. Standard burpee, go ahead and do one, please. Yes. Down, back, up, and jump. Hands overhead. Do a couple this way too. Good. All right. So that's the basics of the 5-4-3-2-1. Now remember, don't go out there today and try to do this in 25 minutes. The goal is, this is a long-term thing. We're working over, for some of you, it might be as little as 6 or 12 months before that, but for the rest of you, it could be a couple years away. But you want to set it up where if you have not been working on these, maybe start out by doing your 500 ropes. They might be a little slow, that's okay. When you go to your sit-ups, maybe just start out with 100, doing 4 sets of 25. When you get to your squats, again, 4 sets of 25, just do 100. Push-ups, maybe you only do 4 sets of 15. And lastly, when you get to your burpees, maybe start out with 30 or 40. If you do that 3 times a week, 4 times a week, and that's easy, next week turn it up a little bit. Each week we add a little bit more until we find kind of where we're at, and then we just keep kind of grinding until we get that down. Once you can get the numbers, then we got to start picking up the pace with the correct form to get it under 25 minutes. You'll see it's going to be a lot of work, but it'll be fun. And by the time you get to black belt, you're going to be in tip-top shape. And this is something that you can work on at home right now and to keep your fitness up. So thanks again for watching. Stay healthy, stay positive, and we'll see you soon.